So good morning students. In previous class I explained black body radiation of black bodies radiation, and similarly in different black bodies we can explain, that is called Ferris black body and Wien's black body. After Wien's black body, so today we will discuss about energy distribution in a black body radiation. So find out the energy distribution. So this is called energy distribution in a black body radiation. So energy distribution in a black body radiation. So it's very important topic actually. Okay. So this energy distribution was first identified by Stephen. Okay. So this energy distribution was first identified by Stephen. So it is called as Stephen's law. Stephen's law of black body. Stephen's law of black body energy distribution. Stephen's law of black body energy distribution. Okay, so it is called as further Stephen's law of black body radiation energy distribution, black body energy distribution. Okay, so according to according to Stephen's law, the amount of radiated energy by the black body per unit area per second due to all possible wavelengths. Okay, wavelengths, otherwise due to all wavelengths, is directly proportional to their fourth power of its absolute temperature. So that is the definition of Stephens. So according to Stephens, see, I'll write here. According to Stephen's law, the total amount of radiated energy, by a black body, radiated energy by a black body per unit area per unit second, per unit area per unit second, due to all wavelengths see, according to Stephen's law, the total amount of radiated energy by a black body per unit area per second due to all wavelengths is directly proportional to the fourth power of its absolute temperature. Okay, so this is the exact definition of Stephen's law. Okay, so this definition is very important. Actually, what I am saying that in this definition I can simply explain. See, in the next page I explain. Okay, actually this is I'm using for rough purpose. Okay, so I'll move to back, don't worry. So actually this is a black body. Okay, now if you consider this is a black body, so for suppose if you are see, if you are exposed some radiation to this black body. Okay, exposed some radiation due to this black body. Actually, how the body becomes a black body, because we are coating some painting, black color painting at outer atmosphere of this object. Okay, so now this is behaves like a black body. Now you are using a suitable radiation. Okay, so this is called a suitable wavelength of incident light or suitable wavelength of radiation. You incident that radiation on the top surface of the object, because that only we are given a black painting or black coating only on the top surface only. Okay, so that's why if you are exposed some radiation to the top surface of the black body, what will be happen after some time? It absorbs maximum radiation. Okay, it absorbs maximum radiation. Right now, at a suitable temperature, if you are given a suitable temperature, I'll use it. This is the temperature. If you are given a suitable temperature to the black body, then whatever be the amount of radiation it absorbed in previous case, they will emit entire radiation. Okay, outside, entire radiation outside. So this radiated energy, so this is the temperature. Actually, if you are given suitable temperature, then this black body is completely emitted the radiation. Okay, completely emitted. So this is called emitted radiation, because this emitted radiation arrow mark is outside. So the blue color represent, first of all, radiated energy. Blue color represent absorbed radiation energy. Absorbed radiation energy. Okay. Now, if you given suitable temperature, I am using the temperature is red color because you can understand very easily, because temperature is red. Okay. So temperature is red color. This is the temperature. So if you are given suitable temperature, okay, suitable temperature to this black body, then what will be happen? In previous case, it is already absorbed maximum radiation. Right now, if you are applying some temperature, means if you given suitable temperature, means the radiated energy, how much energy is absorbing in previous case, that is completely emitted outside. So that is called yellow color. I represent emitted radiation. Understand? This emitted radiated energy is directly proportional to this temperature. Okay, so if you are applying the temperature, then only the energy will be emitted. Understand? So therefore, emitted radiation or radiated energy, whatever it may be, emitted radiation or radiated energy, you can say this is emitted radiation as well as radiated energy. No, the radiated energy of this emitted wave is directly proportional to temperature. If you are increasing your temperature, so temperature is increasing, then radiated energy also increases. Radiated energy also increases, because if you are given first suppose 500 kelvins, 500 Kelvin temperature to this black body, what will be happen? So obviously your energy will also increasing, because you are 500 kilo because okay, so if you are given 500 kilo ohms, then radiated energy, but only one condition is there. So that is called, if this is the energy, okay, see I am using another color. So this is the energy, but this emitted energy is, this is called E lambda. So this is called emitted energy. Why? Because I am writing E lambda, means it is emitted energy of this wavelength. Emitted energy answer, because wavelength of this emitted light is, wavelength of the radiation is lambda. So therefore emitted energy E lambda is directly proportional to actually fourth power of its absolute temperature. Okay, fourth power of its absolute temperature. Why I am saying that fourth power? Because emitted energy is directly proportional to fourth power, means now temperature will be increasing. Then more and more temperature, then only you can get higher energy values. More and more temperature will gives more and more temperature, okay, is gives more energy. Okay, more energy. So that way energy is always takes 4 power times, then only the emitted energy radiation will be maximum. Okay, so actually it was taken maximum radiation, it is observed maximum radiation, understand? Okay, but emitted radiated is not exactly equal to absorbing radiation. Okay, so absorbing మీకు ఒక ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్ ఇక్కడ తెలియాలి, దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ నోట్ పాయింట్. ఐ రైట్ హియర్ నోట్ పాయింట్. సో యాక్చువల్లీ emitted energy absorption energy, emitted energy absorption energy. So what is absorption energy? Means the radiation is incident on this black body, then black body is completely absorbing that radiation, that is called absorption energy, because this wave is having some energy, this exposed radiation is also having some energy. So now the black body is absorbing this energy, so that is called absorption energy. Okay, now after some time, if you given sufficient temperature to this black body, it emit radiation, whatever the radiation it absorbing, the radiation will be maximum emitted. But right now this is having radiated energy, that is called emitted energy. Okay, but in first case, if you given a normal temperature, then this is not equal. Okay, in normal temperature this is not equal, understand, not equal. But you are given more and more temperature. Okay, more and more temperature means high temperature, then only the two energies will be equal. Okay, then only the two energies will be equal. So therefore emitted energy, absorption energy at normal temperature is not equal. But if you given more and more energy or more and more heat is supplied to this black body, then after some time the absorption energy and emitted energy both are equal. So that's why every time you must increasing more and more temperature. So that is the reason temperature we are considered 4 times. Okay, temperature is considered 4 times, understand everybody? So this is called, according to Stephen's law, the total amount of radiated energy by a black body per unit area per second due to all wavelengths is directly proportional to 4th power of its absolute temperature. So that is E proportional to T power 4. That is E proportional to T power 4. This is called E lambda, emitted energy radiation. So therefore this is equal to, if you eliminate this proportionality, you have to multiply some constant. So that constant is a sigma T power 4, where sigma. Okay, so I'll represent another color for sigma. Actually, I use another color. So this is called sigma T power 4. Okay, where sigma is called, proportionality constant, proportionality constant, and also called as Stephen's constant, and also called as Stephen's constant, so it's very important, and also called as Stephen's constant. Okay, so this is called Stephen's constant. It's very important. Okay, so this is about black body energy radiation. Now actually this law gives the total energy radiation. Okay, by the black body, and does not through any light energy distribution of energy of a black body radiation for different wavelengths at various temperatures. They will actually, we are determining experimentally. Okay, so experimentally we determine this temperature, don't worry. So this is about energy distribution of a black body. This is called Stephen statement. So it is very important for examination. This Stephen statement is very important. So this is very important question. Okay, Stephen's constant is very important. Using how can you find out Stephen constant? Stephen constant is equal to E emitted radiation by T power 4 times. So if you know the temperature, if you know the emitted radiation, then you can find out Stephen's constant. Otherwise, if in a problem Stephen's constant is directly given and temperature was given, then find out the emitted radiated energy. So next line, I am going to next page. So please note everybody and move to next page. See. Okay. See, actually this law gives the total energy radiation of a black body. Okay. So actually this law gives total energy radiation by a black body, okay, by a black body. So and one more important point about this black body, this energy distribution is called, see, actually this law gives the total energy radiation by the black body. At the same time, the energy distribution or the energy of the black body, energy distribution of otherwise energy of a black body, whatever it may be. Okay, so energy distribution only I'll write, energy distribution of a black body, energy distribution of a black body, energy distribution of black body radiation, energy distribution of black body radiation for different wavelengths, at various temperatures, So energy distribution of black body radiation for different wavelengths at various temperatures was determined experimentally, determined. Okay, simply write determine. So energy distribution of a black body radiation for different wavelengths at various temperatures was determined experimentally by Loomer and Pringsein. Pranshin అంటారండి, ఇది Z silent, Pranshin is a Chinese scientist actually. Pranshin. Loomer is a German scientist actually. Okay, so the energy distribution of a black body radiation for different wavelengths at various temperatures. Okay, so different wavelengths at various temperatures was first determined experimentally by Loomer and Pranshin. So only Stephens can explain the statement only. So according to this statement, finally a black body emitted radiation, so the energy distribution can be determined of a energy distribution of a black body radiation determined by using their wavelengths and as well as various temperatures. If temperature depends upon temperature and wavelength, see, energy is directly proportional to temperature. Okay, at the same time wavelength is also directly proportional to temperature. So these two relations are very important relations, Energy is directly proportional to temperature by Stefan's too, and wavelength is also is directly proportional to temperature by kinetic theory of gases, okay. So this is from kinetic theory of gases. So using this relation he explains all these things, okay. So therefore finally okay. So finally, so determine experimentally by Luhmer and Tranchen. So we want to right now discuss about this experiment. Okay, practically or experimentally, the proof they will give you different energy levels, different temperatures diagram. Okay, for that purpose they will conduct one experiment. That experiment name is called energy distribution. There is no another name actually, mistakenly I tell you. Energy distribution of a black body radiation by practical proof. Okay, so this is called practical experiment. So now we will move to practical experiment. Okay, so I'll give you experimental arrangement right now. See, so please note everybody. I'll move to previous page only. So actually this law gives the total energy radiation of a black body, understand? So energy distribution of a black body radiation for different wavelengths at various temperatures was determined experimentally by Luhmer. So Stephen gives only the statement, but practical proof was given by Luhmer and Frankchen, these two scientists. These scientists are one from Chinese scientists and one from German scientists. Both are doing to conduct an experimental proof of this theory. So therefore, we will move to that in experimental proof right now. So I'll move to previous page. So this is the experimental arrangement actually. Okay. So this is called experimental arrangement. Experimental arrangement. Experimental arrangement of black body energy distribution. Energy distribution of black body. Okay, so this is very important. So this is the experimental proof of energy distribution of a black body. See, in this experiment he was considered this is a black body. Now right now the black body is placed in a oven. So here capital O means oven. Okay, so now in the oven we have placed a black body. Now this oven is giving sufficient temperature to this black body. So O is nothing but oven. Inside I have placed a black body. Now oven, what is the purpose of oven? Oven is providing some temperature, nothing but radiation, thermal radiation. So now some thermal radiation is supplied to this black body by using oven. Then the black body emits some radiation. Okay, so that is called emitted radiation. Now I want to find out energy distribution of a black body. That energy distribution is also emitted radiated energy distribution. So see, that energy distribution is directly focused by a concave mirror. So that is called M1 mirror. I am using these two mirrors here. The two mirrors are M1, M2. That mirrors are concave mirror. Okay. So this is a concave mirrors. And first concave mirror is look like, and second concave mirror is look like. See the position of the concave mirrors. M1 mirror is look like, and M2 is in the bottom. M2 bottom, M1 is top. Okay. Right now simply here also I am using one slit. I use this slit also in red color. See, this is the slit actually. This is the slit. Yes. Okay. Using the slit, I collect a finite beam of black body radiation. Okay. So what is the purpose of slit actually? Slit is nothing but to slit is nothing but to convert a finite beam. Okay. So remaining all directions it will be stopped only. It will convert that radiation into a finite single beam. Okay. So that purpose I will use a slit. So now that finite beam focused at the slit, and this is focused at first concave mirror M1. Okay, so here in a oven there is a black body. Now this black body was getting suitable temperature by using the oven. Now the black body is emitted some radiation. That radiation is right now focused through the slit and focused at M1. Through that slit focused at M1, mirror M1. So this is a concave mirror actually. Concave mirror. Okay, concave mirror. So right now, what is the actual purpose of mirror? Mirrors are simply reflect the image. That's all. Okay. So simply reflect the image. So therefore, this is the one direction of reflection and this is the another direction of reflection, because mirror can split the image into two parts. So that is called, so simply one is focused and another M2. So two lines will be focused at through a single slit. Okay, again I am using a slit S1. Okay, here I am using a slit S1. Through the slit it will be focused at mirror M2. So this is a mirror, this is also a concave mirror. So concave mirror I am using. Okay, right now the slit S1 is placed at the focus of another concave mirror M2. Okay, the parallel beam of radiation is radiation of allowed to incident on the prism ABC. So this parallel beam, see the parallel beam kin the convert cheyadam kosame I am using this process. Okay, so what is the use of here M1 M2 mirrors? Simply we will convert a parallel beam. Okay, so generally we are not converting parallel beam because the radiation is like a light. Okay, so it was not a parallel beam actually. So we want to convert it is a parallel beam by using the process of M1 M2 mirrors. So using this M1 M2 mirror, you will convert this radiated light is right now parallel beam. Now this parallel beam is directly focused at a prism ABC. Okay, this is called prism ABC. Actually, if in intermediate level you already do some practical like prism practical. In that practical, you focus that light means what will be happen? See, the parallel beam is right now it is actually dispersed. Okay, so prism what is the use of prism? To disperse the light. So dispersive power find out just now. Dispersive the light. So the light at the corners of the prism, it will bend and entering into another region. Okay, so that is called the use of the prism. The white light, otherwise the radiation is right now split into 7 colors. Okay, so that is the use of prism. Prism is simply convert white light into 7 color lines. Okay, 7 color lines. Okay, so this is called a radiation. Now radiation will be so this is called dispersion. The process is called dispersion. Okay, light will be dispersed. Like radiation is like a light in the form of light. So therefore that light is incident on the prism ABC. So therefore that light is dispersed at the angle of the prism. So it will be enter into another region. So right now this is a first suppose one line. The line will be dispersed at the angle of prism, and similarly this second line is also dispersed inside. So after then it will converted 4 lines. Okay, previously I'm focused at 2 lines only, 2 line. So this is first line and this is the second line. But once it is entering into the prism will be get inside the prism, the light is dispersed, and the emergent light, whatever the second line, so this is called emergent light. Okay, so this is called emergent light. So this emergent light right now focused on mirror M3. Understand? So but this mirror is not a fixed mirror. These two are fixed mirrors. This is a movable mirror. Okay, so using this movable mirror method, now this mirror is moving like this direction, okay, like this direction. So due to the movement of this mirror and the disperser, or sorry, the emergent line, the emergent beam have sufficient wavelength. So emergent beam right now, emergent beam having sufficient wavelength. Understand? Emergent beam having sufficient wavelength. So the radiation right now, see, the emergent dispersed beam is right now incident on concave mirror M3. This mirror is focused as a different wavelengths of different angles. So this is focused at different wavelengths, and see, this is focused at different wavelengths. So I already tell you this emergent beam having some wavelength, but each wave having different wavelengths and different angles. So different wavelength and different angles. Okay. So the different angles and different wavelengths. So therefore, which is detected by a bolometer. Actually, the bolometer is a device. Okay. So we are using the bolometer. Okay. This bolometer, the radiation is detected by means of this bolometer. Okay. So the bolometer is connected with the galvanometer. Actually, this bolometer is connected by a galvanometer. So this galvanometer shows some deflection. Okay, the deflection produced in the galvanometer G. So this galvanometer shows some deflection, and this deflection gives the intensity of radiation. This deflection gives intensity of radiation. So this is shows some deflection, okay, and this deflection is called it shows some deflection, the galvanometry, that is called intensity of radiation. Okay, the deflection produced in the galvanometer G gives the intensity of radiation. So this is called intensity of radiation. Understand? So this is called intensity of radiation, that is indicated by E lambda into D lambda. Understand? That is called radiation, intensity of radiation, E lambda, D lambda. Okay. So so different wavelengths. For suppose this is a lambda wavelength and this is a lambda plus D lambda wavelength, lambda plus D lambda wavelength. So here we are using two wavelengths and two different angles. Okay. So this is lambda and lambda plus D lambda. So right now the single beam is emerging into four beams. Okay. So these are two beams right now in front of prism, and out of the prism they will convert it into four lines. That is called emergent ring light. Now this emergent lights, these are the actual wavelengths lambda, and dotted lines lambda wavelength is lambda plus D lambda. Okay. So here two wavelengths are splitting. The actual wavelength is lambda and the dotted lines wavelength is lambda D lambda. And these deflection shows the intensity of radiation. So finally, he draw the graph between temperature of the radiation and intensity of the energy distribution. So therefore, finally, he observed one graph. I'll show that graph. Understand, everybody? So the experiment was repeated. So therefore, see, actually this bolometer, okay. So the bolometer is to obtain different wavelength of maximas, and the mirror M3 was rotated. I already tell you this M3 mirror is rotated about vertical axis. Like this is the vertical, okay, vertically. So therefore, it vertical axis and different maxima were detected. So therefore, it detects a different maximas. Okay. So experiment was repeated the same wavelength at different temperatures. Experiment was repeated at same wavelength and different temperatures. So this experiment was repeated at same wavelength of light, but here every time oven temperature is changing. So therefore different temperatures. So I want to find right now the experiment result was given by a graph. Okay. So I draw a graph between intensity of energy distribution E lambda and wavelength at different temperatures, wavelength at different temperatures. So finally I get one graph. See, I'll show that graph. So please note, everybody. Okay, I'll show that graph. Generally, it is a screenshot, so that's why. Okay. See, see, this is the graph actually. So this is the graph. See, actually, uh, we draw a graph. See only graph. Don't see this black portion. It is obviously. I'll take the screenshot at the time. The number will be displayed here. Okay. So here it is actually this is the energy distribution. Like this is called intensity of energy distribution. This is called intensity E lambda. Okay, so this is called intensity E lambda. I'll take the graph, and this is the wavelength lambda of different temperatures. So this is called wavelength. It is a nanometer actually, its units, and this is the temperature. Spectral energy distribution. It is kilometer per kilojoules per meter cube, kilojoules per meter cube. So this is the intensity units. These are wavelengths. See, different colors. I show here the different colors actually. So different colors means, see, green color. Okay, so and in this graph it shows yellow color, and see this is orange color, and this is red color, this is light dull red color. Okay, so different wavelengths having different temperatures. We can observe different wavelengths. If your temperature is increasing, then the energy distribution and energy emitted wavelength is also maximum. Okay, so see if you see the green color. Okay, so in green color what you are observing, this is around 5700. So this is called 5700 Kelvin temperature. So the green color is a different colors. I already in previous experiment I explained different colors. Okay, because the prism, if you incident a white light on the prism, it will disperse in 7 colors. So 7 colors. So in that 7 colors, the first you will consider green color. So green color shows the maximum temperature. Okay, so maximum temperature as well as maximum wavelength. Maximum wavelength radiated energy, radiation will be emitted. Okay, so therefore energy distribution is also increasing. Now temperature is increasing means energy distribution, because there is a relation, energy distribution is directly proportional to temperature. So therefore above 5700 Kelvin temperature, we will get high energy emitted energy. So that in that the maximum wavelength of radiation will be produced. So for different temperatures, see the graph, energy distribution. So for different graphs, energy distribution is decreasing. Okay, so for suppose if 4500, this is called orange color. Okay, orange color. So orange color shows only 5700. So if your oven temperature maintained at 4000, your oven temperature is maintained 4500 Kelvin, then what happened? The orange color, ante means orange color here using prism, that's why this will be dispelled. Okay, so orange color appears. See, orange color appears because, but the energy intensity of orange color is less. Okay, so compared to it is red, compared to red. Okay, and compared to red, sorry, compared to yellow. Okay, compared to yellow, orange intensity is less. Similarly, compared to red, it is high. Compared to red, it is high. See, compared to red. Red is shows at 4000 Kelvin, 4500 Kelvin, then energy distribution of orange color will be formed. And 5000 angstroms, 5000 Kelvin temperature, you maintain at oven temperature, then at the time yellow color will be shows. అంటే మీన్స్ ఇక్కడ మీకు అర్థమైంది ఏంటంటే ఆ బ్లాక్ బాడీ ఎమిటెడ్ రేడియేషన్ ఎమిటెడ్ చేస్తుంది కదా, ఆ రేడియేషన్ డిపెండ్స్ అపాన్ ద టెంపరేచర్. టెంపరేచర్ ఇంక్రీజ్ అవుతున్న కొద్దీ మీకు ఒక సూటబుల్ వేవ్ లెంత్లో రేడియేషన్ బయటికి ఎమిట్ చేస్తుంది. సో ఈ రేడియేటెడ్ ఎనర్జీ, ఈ రేడియేషన్కి ఎమిటెడ్ రేడియేషన్కి ఉండే ఎనర్జీ ఇంటెన్సిటీ అనేది దాని యొక్క టెంపరేచర్ మీద డైరెక్ట్లీ ప్రపోర్షనల్ ఉంటుంది. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ఫోర్త్ పవర్ ఆఫ్ టెంపరేచర్. సో అకార్డింగ్ టు దిస్ గ్రాఫ్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ ప్రూఫ్, whatever the previously whatever the statement said by Stephen, that statement is exactly correct. So after doing this experiment, okay, by Lomer and Prankshin, the two scientists conduct this experiment. After the final result, okay, what are the result they will get? They are completely satisfied with the Stephen's condition. Okay, so finally they concluded that what Stephen's previously said, that is absolutely correct. So every time the intensity energy distribution or intensity of radiated or emitted energy distribution is directly proportional to fourth power of its absolute temperature. Understand? So this is the theory about energy distributions of black body radiation. So please everybody understand or not?